Hi you guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be filming how I achieve this bronzy halo eye. I would say it's more of a daytime halo eye for some, which would be me today. I'm just going to be going to lunch with my parents. I usually try and meet up with them every Friday. Anyways, my husband went to the gym early this morning, so it kind of allowed me to take my time and film this, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my Velux brow pencil from MAC Cosmetics in brunette. I'm going to go underneath the brow and go right on top after. I like this brow pencil because it has two sides to it. One side's a brush, which is actually broken, but it's got a powdery finish that's a little bit different. I'd be comparing it to using like a powder shadow. So I'm going to take my 242 synthetic brush and I'm going to be using the full coverage concealer in NW25, and I'm just going to carve out right underneath the brow bone. Typically with a more dramatic eye, you're going to want to use something like this underneath your eyebrow, and it's also nice because if you have any other like little hairs that are hiding, this full coverage concealer will take care of that for you. So now I'm going to use my Pro Longwear paint pot in Indian Wood. You can use any shade. This is kind of just a goldy neutral color with a flat synthetic brush. I'm using the 252. I like synthetic brushes for any sort of cream products. I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm blending it up to meet that concealer so it all looks nice and seamless. Even just that by itself would be a nice look. I'm going underneath as well to kind of create a primer for my eyeshadow. So now I'm going to be taking my eyeshadow in soft brown. It's a mid-tone peach tone, and you can use it for a transition color. I'm using my 224 blending brush. It's nice and fluffy to apply it. I'm going to be taking Copper Sparkle Loose Pigment from MAC Cosmetics with a 242 brush. And I'm going to be spritzing my Mario Badescu setting spray on top of that to make more of a metallic finish. And I'm going to place this just right on the center of the eye to create that halo effect. Super easy. I'm now going to be taking a 222 brush. I'm not sure if they make it still, but I can link it if they do, with Saddle eyeshadow from MAC Cosmetics. I'm going to start carving out my halo, inner corners, outer corners. And this brush is more dense, so it's going to apply color more intensely than that black 224 brush. So going inner corners, outer corners. So I'm going to continue going both inside, outside with my dense brush. Now I'm going to be taking the same dense brush and I'm going to be using the color called Dark Brew, just kind of going right over what I did, but you can still see that saddle is showing through a little bit. So it adds a little bit of dimension as well. Doing the same thing on the other eye. And now I am going to take a small fluffy brush, take my saddle eyeshadow, bring it down on the bottom. I don't know that they make this brush anymore, but you can use another one and I can link it. I'm going to take the dark brew color and I'm skipping the center of my eye so it kind of pulls that whole halo part together, I feel like, with the top and bottom. I'm going to be taking Teddy Eye Kohl from MAC Cosmetics. I like this eye kohl because it's a really beautiful brown color that has got some shimmer, but I like the kohls because they move a little bit. I know I've talked about them before. Going in on top with the same thing, inner and outer corners, and I'm staying away from the center. And it literally just melts as you kind of buff it in. And you can use any small little shader brush. When I'm doing a dramatic eye, I like to use black, but since, well, it is dramatic, but brown works as well. So I'm going to take the 224 fluffy brush with this color called Rule and dust this all over my brow bone. I know it looks crazy, but it's a great color to add to your collection to bump up any warmth. So now I'm going to go in with the Unseen Sunscreen. with SPF 40, focus on my T-zone here. And I'm going to be using the Magic Foundation by Charlotte Tilbury in shade 7. I'm going to use a flat synthetic brush off the back of my hand, the 190, and then I'm going to use a more dense brush, the 128, and I'm going to kind of press this into the skin all over. I do like to carve out the top of my brows since this is a little bit more of a dramatic look. It just kind of keeps it pulled together and keeps my brows look nice and organized, and also covers the little hairs that I have because I have not been keeping up with them as far as getting waxed. Here's that dense brush, just pressing it in all over. And for the under eye, I'm going to be using the the Studio Finish Concealer Palette. I'm going to be using shade NW25, and I'm going to be using the 224 brush. So it's a fluffy eyeshadow brush technically. But like I said, I like it for my under eyes. Kind of makes it so it's nice and seamless underneath there, and it's doesn't apply too much product. I like to kind of go in with my foundation brush intermittently and press things into the skin. So I'm going to take Charlotte Tilbury's Multi-Miracle Wand. It's double-ended, and one side's color, and it's a color corrector technically, and then the other side's a serum. I'm not using the serum right now, but it's great for under eye to help with puffiness, but I'm just going to use the other side. I think this is shade 2. I'll have to link the exact shade. I'm going to focus on where light would hit, so above the brow, on the bridge of the nose, on the chin, and above the lip. I'm going to be taking her Hollywood Complexion Contour, and this is medium dark. I like to go right underneath the bone, on the cheeks, and around the frame of the face, and underneath the jawline as well. And I'm using the 130 brush from MAC Cosmetics Dual Fiber, so it's great for cream, liquid, or powder products. Pressing this in. I'm going to take her Beauty Light Wand as my highlight here. And if I use too much product, sometimes I take it off my brush and like put it back onto my hand. And this is her, I think it's called the Hollywood Complexion Brush. It's got two sides. One side's small, so it's really cool for concealer or any other small areas. It is all natural fibers, I believe. So it's super soft, but it packs things on nicely. I'm going to finish up with the Legendary Brow. I like this because it's castor oil in it, and the castor oil is going to help promote hair growth. So like I said, most of Charlotte's products have treatment in them as well. This is the mineralized skin finish in Warm Rose. I believe they still make this as well. It's a very lightweight product, but I'm using this to kind of highlight. And now I'm going to be using Copper Tone with the 168 brush. Place this on the apples of the cheek and bring it back to marry the rest of my contour and highlight together nicely. And I'm going to finish up with some Mario Badescu, the spray with the cucumber and green tea. Green tea is really great because it's got antioxidants for the skin. So this is kind of like, I liked Fix Plus as well, but I feel like this is works a bit better for me. It's more treatment. I'm going to brush up my lashes. And I'm going to use the Iconic Nude lip pencil now. And since her lip pencil is more of a waterproof product, this is great for me because I really don't like to have to reapply my lips throughout the day. I start with the outer corners and kind of bring them inward. And then the lipstick I'm going to be using is by MAC Cosmetics. It's called Yash. It's a good neutral brown, I would say, nude brown. I'm going to press that right on top, and that basically concludes the look for this halo eye. I hope you guys enjoyed.